All right, welcome to ICW Power Hour. This is Jon Gerard along with Dylan Erickson, your CEO, owner of ICW. Dylan, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Good, great. So we've had a couple big weeks here in ICW, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. Very, very big couple weeks.
We moved up to number 4 on the rankings in Fed Awards.
Yeah.
We have a roster. How many people on the roster right now?
Kabuki and quit today, so we're down to 38 at the moment.
Okay. So we're at 38. That's a pretty large number for Fed, I would say.
You count 39, but I've got 2 characters that are the exact same guy. But,
yeah.
So
definitely.
Lighten the workload on myself.
Well, it's cool. We still got a pretty strong roster. You know, our talent is, I would say, at different levels. We have some beginners. We have some people that are in the mid-range, and then we have some really, really good talent that's up in that world title division, I would say.
Yeah. I think most of the roster is fine where they are now, but there's a couple of exceptions, like Demon and Eurasian title division.
Yeah. That's kind of.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Eurasian title division.
Yeah, but he did no-show the first week, so I said screw it. I've heard about him. He's good, so I'll stuff him with the Eurasian title match because I didn't know anyone else who would actually show up.
For sure.
Surprised the shit out of him.
All right, so before we get into everything here, we decided, Dylan and I decided that we were going to throw this together last minute to give you guys a little update on what's going on with ICW and what our plans are for the next few weeks. We also, we wanted to, add some more flavor to the website. We just redid all the graphics on the website, which I think looks awesome.
Yes, it does.
So, along with these sweet-ass website, which I would say is the best in Fed Wars, we're adding a brand new little radio show, and this is the Power Hour, which is going to be basically a short little radio show. We're not going to go an hour long about recent activity in ICW. So, the first thing we wanted to get on top of was how our roster is getting so big that we decided that we're going to be doing some splitting things up. You want to take that over, Dylan?
Yeah. Well, over the last week, only about 8 people know, but now the rest of you are going to know. A few people submitted bids to take over Friday Glory Wrestling, including what is it again? RCW, which is expired, Strike Wrestling, Kapow, and themselves. And we got it.
We did. We did get PGW. We exchanged a few emails with Hendrix, submitted a proposal with what our plans were for it, and it seems like Hendrix really has put some faith in us, which he should have, because our proposal, the one that you put together and sent him, was really good, and and I think from the way ICW has been in the past month or so, we've definitely we started. ICW went from number 7 to number 4 in weeks. So to see
especially with there was number 6 had about 15,000 experience points, and then there was number 5 which had over 55,000. So that was a massive block we had to come to get into the top 5. And then there was Pride already almost 80,000. So it's taken a while, but we managed it.
It's taken a while, but believe it or not, we've done it in a quick fashion. ICW.
Replays gotta help.
Yeah, definitely. But all that put aside, I think Hendrix made a good decision by choosing us. I think he saw the potential in what we had to offer, and believe it or not, we've been talking about this for a while, and we're actually. Do you want to tell them the listeners about what our plans are, how we plan on telling them all?
Telling them all about the brand split. Okay. So, yeah, we just took over Pride Glory Wrestling. The way I've been seeing their roleplay board, they're only averaging about 10 to 15 roleplays a show, which means that they've got about 40 roster members. So I'm thinking that means that a lot of their roster members are inactive, not roleplaying. We're going to wait out their contracts. We're going to let their contracts expire, and then we'll have a lot more roster space freed up, and that means that we're going to start moving some of our ICW talent over to Pride Glory Wrestling to kind of balance out the rosters, because we're averaging about 20, 25 role plays an event now. They're getting about 10 to 15, so I think we need to level that out so both are on an even footing.
For sure, and we spoke about this, so let our listeners know, is ICW a more important Fed than PGW, or are they one and the same?
They're one and the same. The rankings don't matter because we're going to be paying the exact same attention to both of them.
For sure. And I think, you know, with the way like storylines and angles and the way we got everybody having some sort of contribution in ICW, the same sort of thing is going to happen in PGW as well. So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect... we don't want people to be like, oh, I want to be in ICW because it's better, you know? I don't want to be thrown in PGW. Believe it or not, they're going to be the same sort of thing, you know?
Believe it or not, Jaguar is going to be running PGW, so...
Jon Gerard is going to be running PGW.
Yeah, Jon Gerard, my mistake.
Yeah, which is me. And I'm going to be running PGW over there. I've been doing a lot of stuff for ICW.
Don't worry, ICW people. Make sure he's still here.
Oh yeah, Jaguar's staying in ICW. He's the world champion, dude. Where's he going? You know.
I think the world champion needs to be in both federations. Actually.
Maybe we'll talk about that.
Maybe undisputed world champion of both. I don't think we should be like Raw and SmackDown and have 2 world championships. That's just stupid.
Agreed.
I know federations with 40 roster members total and have 2 world championships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Multiple federations. What's the point?
Agreed. We should have an undisputed champion for both feds.
Yeah. So
when's the Can we at least we plan on unveiling this when?
This new business plan, for Pride Glory Wrestling. It's going to include a lot of our proposal that we sent to Hendricks, and that's going to be taking place on their PGW Showdown 19 and our ICW M&M 15 press conference, which conveniently are on the exact same day.
Great. So everybody on that day should be able to get a full picture of what the plan is, instead of us just talking about it.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Both shows will be published at the exact same time, so...
Great.
The news will be broken at the exact same time.
Good. All right. So that's our plans with ICW and PGW. So I know there's been a lot of talk about what's actually happening. I'm sure if there's anybody in PGW listening right now, you know, you guys are going to be in good hands.
Very good hands.
Yeah, very good hands, if not better. All right. So
although we'll give our credit to Hendricks, he's done a great job.
Yeah, Hendricks has definitely done a great job, and you know, we hope to see Hendricks back in Fed Wars pretty soon, you know, and he's definitely going to have a role to play when he comes back. So,
yeah,
call us a substitute, whatever. We'll figure that out when the time comes.
Right.
I say we move on. We got Emperor of the Squared Circle coming up in ICW.
Yeah, and oh no, go.
No, go ahead. I was going to tell you to go. So.
Okay. It's our 32-man tournament. It's one night only event, and it's not going to be Monday Night Massacre 16 anymore, because by the time of the event, we're going to have more than 100,000 experience points. We're going to be a level 4 fed, and we're going to be able to create pay-per-views. Yeah. And so we're going to make this as our first ever International Championship Wrestling pay-per-view.
Very cool. You hear that, ICW, guys? A pay-per-view status now.
Yeah, pay-per-view stars.
All right, so so tell us about this tournament.
Well, we'll start with the winner, and then we'll work our way down. The winner will receive after the tournament. We'll release you from your contract, and then we'll send you a new contract. Except you'll have a $250,000 signing bonus.
That is a crazy amount of money to have in Fed Wars.
You will also receive a World Heavyweight Championship shot at any period of time next 3 months, although you must give the champion a week's warning before the match, so it's not like a money bank thing, it's just a shot that you'd like to have.
Great. So whoever the current World Heavyweight Champion right now, it's Jaguar. It might not be at that time by the time the tournament's over, but one way or another, so whoever wins this Emperor of the Squared Circle gets a butt-ass load of cash.
And if the world champion, if you do end up winning the tournament, you'll still receive the signing bonus, and when you lose your championship, you'll also get a rematch. Because I've never been a big fan of the whole automatic rematch clause, unless it really makes sense. So I think we might do away with that, actually. So you would get a rematch for the world title.
Great. So whoever the world champion is at the time will, if at the time when they actually do lose their title, they have, just because they won the Emperor of the Squared Circle means they automatically get a rematch
to get it back. Good. Yeah, and even if it's in like 7 or 8 months, you'll still get it.
For sure. Here's a good question. How long is this tournament going to last?
1 night.
It's 1 night. Okay.
1 night. We're going to try and stuff it all in 1 night. I don't know if that's possible with the Fed Force system, but we're going to try our best.
How many matches total?
We're going to have 16 opening matches, plus 8, plus 4, so that's, we're going to have 31 matches.
That's crazy. And the role play regulations the same?
Yeah, 1 role play required, that's it.
Okay, so 1 role play, people, ICW roster, 1 simple role play, is as long as it's good, you could take on and beat everybody in the Fed through a tournament and get a world title shot, as well as a whole lot of cash. So
that is correct.
That should give you guys plenty of reason to role play for that event.
Technically speaking, each match could get almost 6 minutes, actually. So we can fit it.
Cool, and that's our first pay-per-view event.
Yeah, and we're going to be setting it at the low price range, though.
Cool, very cool. All right,
the higher.
So that's our upcoming pay-per-view, and that's at 16, right?
That is, well, it's not Massacre 16 anymore. It's just Emperor's Squared.
Yeah, well, ICW 16.
So we're gonna cancel that Massacre 16. We're gonna have the Squared Circle tournament, and the week after that, run it in Massacre 16.
Which takes place on March 27th, 2012, correct?
The Emperor of the Squared Circle, yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. So next, I think we should get into what went down on Monday Night Massacre 14, the recent event. It was one crazy night. The end of the night ended up being. We actually had to have the Kingston police control that crowd. That Kingston crowd wasn't too happy with the way the end of the show went down.
But let me just say that we sold out the venue with 6,500 fans. I don't know if I've updated the page or not. I don't think I have. But we sold out $130,000 gate, and yeah, 6,500 fans. 6,500 fans at Massacre 14.
We
also sold out the Sudbury Arena last week as well.
Awesome. That is great. So before we talk about the main event, which was obviously the biggest part of the night, I want to get into. Sorry, hold on. Kind of just jumping around on the results here. The biggest, one of the biggest things we had happen this week was the Droogs.
Definitely.
That was definitely an unexpected thing to go down. The Droogs. We out of nowhere, nobody expected Iceman Samuel Sampson to join the Droogs, for one thing. Demon totally threw this out of nowhere, and now we have a stable, the first ever stable in ICW, and it's not a good stable, it's a heel stable. So they're creating all kinds of havoc, and we're definitely not gonna have them not show up at Monday Night Massacre 15.
I've been trying my absolute best to get together a face stable, but no one wants to be in it.
Well, it might happen. Actually, believe it or not, before we get into, well, actually, since we're talking about the Droogs, let's give. I think we should give David Dreadful a minute of our time.
I think so as well. He was a guest on our last show as well. We thank him for that. It's great to have a new voice on there.
For sure. David defeated Kabuki this week and has another shot at the Pacific title.
And he's also in a 6-man tag team match. So
yeah, so he's pulling double duty. Every now and then it'll happen that you get booked in 2 matches.
Because Jaguar suggested that 6-man tag match, and I thought it was a pretty good idea, so I put it
Yeah, we'll definitely get into the 15 card because it's a really cool event that I think we put together. But one way or another, we wanted to give David Dreadful some of our time. He's going for the Pacific title. Who's the current Pacific champion?
Matt Classic.
The Instant Matt Classic.
Surprised you didn't know that, buddy.
No.
Surprised you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. I was just asking. I was making part of it.
No, it's all right. I think David Dreadful's got a real shot at it.
I think so.
Classic's been averaging 6s and 7s in his role plays lately, and David Dreadful got a 7.5 on his last one. So
yeah,
with that standard this week, he's got a real shot at it.
David Dreadful, if he ends up developing a quality promo, he has every chance to win this title. And Matt Classic, the current champion, better put out a gem if he wants to defend it. So,
that's right.
So you guys, the both of you might want to think about, making something coming out with something that's really going to surprise the ICW staff, so you can take the W on this one. All right, moving on.
Definitely one to watch.
Moving on, we have a big Dom Jacobs and Chris Classic thing going on right now, which is kind of cool.
Oh, we do, yeah. That was. I'm surprised. I've never seen such an effort put forth by two newcomers that are actually working together. They took advantage of that debut match. They both put out some pretty spectacular RPs.
Yeah, and those two will be going at each other again on 15, but in a tag match.
Well, I promise you, it's not going to be a straight tag match.
Yeah, I'm sure these. It's going to be tough for because 15 is mostly tag matches. It's going to be a lot for the referees to be able to handle when you have when you have guys that are going against each other. There's a lot of guys tagged together who don't like each other, and then there's the other way around where we have guys facing each other and teaming up with somebody they don't really know. We'll get into that. Anyways,
what I would really like to see is some role plays involving tag team partners.
Of course, get them involved in your role plays, and feel free to get in touch with them behind the scenes and talk it over what you guys would like to do in those role plays to make them even better.
I know Skylar Mason and Sam Joseph, they're teaming together. They aren't the best of friends, so I think that they could really work that into their role play different.
For sure. Let's stay on the topic of 14 here. The end of the night, let's get to that main event since it was the biggest deal of the night. We had Jaguar versus Sam Joseph, which was started off as a great match. These two guys were going at it for a while,
Thank you for writing it.
What's up?
Thank you for writing it.
Yeah, no problem.
All the good matches were written by Jaguar. I just fill in the rest when one writes them.
For sure. So anyways, end of the night, PT Merciless. Let's not forget about PT's roleplay this past week. That was the roleplay of the week.
Sure.
Yeah, it was awesome. Involved PT pretty much getting his hands on Jaguar's wife. He hired somebody to do it, and it actually caused Jaguar to send his wife to an unknown location not to be found.
Yeah, but hey, Parker Curtis is one sadistic guy. He's one intelligent guy too. I think he might be tracked down, but
yeah, we can. There's no saying that he won't be able to find what he wants.
I've over a dozen PT Merciless characters in my day.
All right, so end of the night ends up being PT Merciless coming out and disrupting the match, which eventually turned into Dylan Erickson coming out and fighting PT Merciless because he didn't like the fact that he came out and ruined his main event. PT Merciless obviously has some anger issues towards Jaguar as well as Dylan Erickson, especially towards Dylan because of the whole co-ownership situation. Can you tell us a little bit about that real quick?
Yeah, we were co-owning the place, and a couple weeks ago he said, I don't want to be the co-owner on screen anymore. I hate having to reference being the co-owner of my role plays. I don't like that, and it kind of holds me back. I just want to be a straight, flat-out role player. So I said, all right, I'll strip you of your powers on the show this week. So I did, and you can obviously see the improvement in his role plays. Of course,
and he's obviously wasn't too happy, and you look in his role play, and he's got it out for you, and he's got it out for Jaguar as well. PT Merciless definitely has his eye on the gold. If you guys haven't been
killing everybody
as well. So on the main event of 14, he came out and made his presence known But eventually, at the end of the night, it was the Droogs that got the most upper hand for the results.
Yeah.
The Droogs came out, Demon, Iceman, David Dreadful, Levy, Mind Brood, and am I missing somebody?
I'm not sure. I can go back up to the matchup there.
Well, one way or another, they came out and disrupted the match.
Clayton Levy, Mind Brood, David Dreadful, and Samuel Sampson.
Right. I think Samuel Sampson is a great addition to ICW roster. It sucks to see him have joined the Droogs, but one way or another, you know, the Droogs got the upper hand of the night.
Everybody.
They what?
Jaguar.
What's up? Demon did a number on Jaguar at the end of the night, knocking him out cold. There was nothing really Dylan Erickson could do because, you know, he was surrounded by 5 guys. I think I just lost Dylan. Dylan, you still there?
Yep.
Okay. What was that sound? That was weird.
Am I echoing?
No.
I can hear myself.
Good. I can hear you too. Okay. So, anyways, the night ended off with Jaguar taking a beating, and there was nothing Dylan could do about it.
There's going to be a lot of Jaguar meetings in the next few weeks, I assure you.
For sure. Okay, so that leads us to Monday Night Massacre 15, which is this week, which is pretty much a night of tag matches that we said that we have our...
Due to the massive roster, Jaguar almost went on strike last week.
To tell everybody about this behind the scenes, I was pissed at Dylan for booking 15 matches. I told him that. I was like, guess what? Well, guess what? I'm not writing any results for you.
Yeah, you said you want to book 15 matches. You can write 15 matches yourself and see how it feels.
Yeah. So okay. So 15. We got pretty much three guys from the Droogs facing Sam Joseph McMason and Brother of Adam. This is really a chance for the Droogs to show us what they're made of. They have some big opponents. Skylar McMason, Brother of Adam, and Sam Joseph were all 3 guys that were on the top of the power rankings this week.
I've been impressed with all their work, and then you've got Samuel Sampson on the other side, who I'm very impressed with. Clayton Levy, but Demon PM'd me. Clayton Levy's a Demon character. He told me he wouldn't be able to roleplay this week because of work. So
yeah. So
then you have David Dreadful as well, which I'm. But let me just say that if you're double booked, you don't have to post 2 RPs. You only have to post 1.
Hey, one roleplay can take care of both matches for you. You could win both matches with one RP if it's good enough.
Especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on. We have Chris Class and Marcus Aurelius Ewing versus Dom Jacobs and Jake Jackson. Marcus Aurelius Ewing is a brand new character to ICW. He's him and Jake Jackson have a little bit of history, but Chris Class and Dom Jacobs is really the highlight of this match.
It's really starting to take off. I like it very much.
Yeah, we thought it would be a good idea for some of these undercard matches to see how some of our ICW superstars would do with a tag team partner going against people that they're feuding against. So we'll see if Chris Class can use Ewing as an advantage to beat Jacobs, and vice versa. We'll see if Dom Jacobs can use Jake Jackson to beat Chris Class.
But like I said, there's going to be a twist in here, so...
Of course. Moving on, we have Josh Davis and Rebecca Lawson versus Ryan Russ and Gina DeMarco.
Gina DeMarco is... Well, no, continue. I'll get to it in a second.
Okay, so anyways, Josh Davis and Ryan Russ have had something going on over the past couple weeks. Ryan Rutz has recently lost his father, and Josh Davis was trying to console him, but Ryan Rutz just wasn't having it. He wasn't happy with anybody consoling him, and what eventually it turned into was Josh Davis, pretty much ruining a match for Ryan Rutz a couple weeks ago against Baboose, and so these guys have been kind of at it. And then you got Rebecca Lawson and Gina DeMarco, the female characters in ICW who are at it right now backstage. That big confrontation with Laura.
Your wife.
Yeah, with
your
Laura.
wife has just had a really bad couple weeks.
She's been getting her ass whooped. She has. That's why we need to get that girl like in the like Camp David or something like that. Get her on Air Force One so she doesn't get touched.
But one thing I'd like to address here is one of the main rules we have in ICW is not to recycle what I call recycle
roleplays, yeah.
Which is posting it in one fed, reposting it in another fed, changing the opponent name, changing the fed name, and doing it that way, or just having the same general roleplay without mentioning the fed or anything, and doing it that way. They tend to be shorter roleplays, and Jaguar was able to track down a few of the guys who have been doing it, and Gina DeMarco and Ryan Rutz, I'd just like to say that you guys are both in angles right now, and I don't really see the need for you guys to be recycling, copying, and pasting role plays. I'd much prefer, because you're in an angle and you can create unique role plays when you aren't in an angle, and hopefully you're motivated to do so. I really hope I can see you guys put up some original stuff.
Yeah, I mean, since we're creating stuff for you guys and helping you guys create stuff, storylines for the ICW cards, you should have plenty of material to write about.
Yeah.
For solely ICW, you know, bring you guys. You come into ICW and you roleplay about ICW material and what's going on. That's what the storylines are about.
One fed I was in, I was completely unmotivated. These people had their own agenda, and they were just jobbing me every single match. And I said, "Screw it, I am going to recycle roleplays." Bad decision.
Yeah.
But if you're not motivated at all, and you have to resort to that, well, I've got to ask, why are you in the Fed if you're just going to copy and paste?
And if that's going to happen too, the staff who's putting your storylines together is going to stop. You know, it's going to.
Yeah, the staff is not going to be putting your angles together if you're going to continually recycle your RBs.
Yeah, it's not going to work. So.
But I did like the Ryan Rutz father passing away thing that he did.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd really like to see some original material out of you guys.
All right, moving on. We got Rocky Hero and Spider Shark.
Spider Shark, a good friend of mine called Bernie. He's managed quite a few characters in the past, like Johnny Retro, Buck Florida, Whale Jones was one of my favorites that he's handled. He's done a lot of characters, and haven't really heard of Spider Shark before, but knowing the guy, he's gonna put up some awesome stuff.
Good, and.
Make you laugh your ass off.
And he's facing Rocky Hero, the Transcontinental Champion. So we'll see what Rocky can put out.
Yeah.
Then we have a 5-man elimination match.
Yeah, I don't think you can make an elimination match. I just made it a regular and called it an elimination match. But a lot of these guys, Zach Davidson just got his job. He saved himself from imminent release last week. Gruff Veracity, who I've been really impressed with. Francis Henderson, who I haven't really seen roleplay. AJ Johnson, who's a MCW, which was a fed way back on GFed. MCW original, always loved his stuff. And Mindbird, which is another Craig Minter creation.
Okay, alright. Just heads up to everybody who's been lacking to roleplay. We implemented the pink slip match rule.
Yeah, I've seen it in a lot of feds, and sometimes you get a roleplay, but sometimes you won't. I really hope that won't be the case. I really hope that if you guys find yourselves in that situation, you can save your job or whatever. Let us know. You know, if you can't roleplay, just let us know. You know. Yeah, like Craig Minter let me know it just this morning. He said I can't RP this week, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
that's perfectly fine.
I'm gonna throw this out there. The best way to avoid no-showing is asking for a week off.
Definitely, like Jaguar.
I did it a couple weeks ago.
I was booking the card, and I was gonna put Jaguar in a match. Maybe I think I was gonna put you against myself. You know, sentence myself to death. But you shot me a PM and said, "Hey, I'm getting the week off, right?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, I was gonna book you," and you said, No, I want the week off."
Yeah, because so for some people, role playing comes easy, and you like to do it, and sometimes
especially when you've got an angle to work with and you're motivated. I mean, I've been in federations. I've been in the same federation multiple times where, at times I've been motivated and at times I've not been motivated. And if you're not motivated, you've got to jump in on something. You don't have to ask.
Exactly.
Well,
and sometimes people get burnt out with it, too,
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I don't want to do this, this week, I have other more important things. Maybe something happened in personal life that you just don't have the time to put one together. If you can tell us before we book the card, we won't put you in the card, and that means your job is not on the line.
Yeah, because 2 weeks no showing without a reason. They don't have to be consecutive. They don't have to be consecutive unless it's a long period of time. And once you've no-showed 2 times, we'll put you in a pink slip match, which means you either role play or you're fired.
Exactly. So that's a done deal. All right, moving on. We got the Pacific Championship, which we already talked about. We got Matt Classic and David Dreadful. That should be a great match. We already spoke on that.
Yeah, very excited for that one.
We're going to move on since we spoke about that already. And then we have the ICW World Heavyweight Tag Team Championship.
Shame Kabuki and Baboose retired though, so
yeah, exactly. We'll you know what? We'll put our heads together for that one and make something happen for that match. That one's not going to die. We'll put something together for that. So Mr. White and number 1 and 2, don't expect to not role play because we're going to make something happen out of that. Kabuki, I don't know what his story is. The kid's put in a championship match and he retires. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, he said something about needing to free up roster space. I think he's still bummed out about getting 3s and 4s on his role plays, I think.
I'm not gonna bullshit and beat around the bush. Kabuki, your role plays are 3s and 4s, so shut up. Main event. This is the match of the night, I think, other than the first match at least. The first match of the night is gonna be really good. The one with Dom Jacobs and Chris Class in the well, actually, both of those matches are gonna be good too. The one with Skylar McMacy, Sam Joseph, and Samson. But this match is something else. We got let's get about this real quick. We have Dylan Erickson and Craig Minter, 2 people who don't like each other, and then
Craig Minter's not going to show up. So.
Yeah, exactly. We'll make this happen. We'll work it.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it work. It always works out. And then we have Jaguar, the world champion, and PT Merciless on the same team.
I thought that would be interesting.
You know what? It's a great idea, Dylan. I'm glad you booked this match. I think it's a great idea. You have the world champion whose wife Laura has been just absolutely gone through hell because of PT Merciless.
But think about it, Jaguar has no idea PT Merciless is behind these things. I'm sure he could, make assumptions and things, but he doesn't know for sure.
Exactly, and that's something that we'll get into when the role plays come through this week.
Like your play.
Yeah, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. But PT Merciless was role player of the week, pretty much number 1 on the power rankings. He's definitely got the upper hand coming into this match. Also looking for the gold too. This guy is if he keeps going the way he did last week, he's gonna go for that world heavyweight title, I think.
Yeah, Pete's always been world title material. Even when he was 2 months into Fedding, there was this Fed MCW, and he'd been role playing for about a month. Well, the Fed was only a month old when I joined. He was one of the originals, one of the first guys there. He just wrote phenomenal stuff. Even back then, he's actually gotten so much better since then, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, it seems like it's on the last ICW radio show. He was speaking about how he wasn't as into ICW as he was in the past when he first started out, and now he's got something to really role play about now. And he's got. Dude, that role play was sick. It was a great role play.
I'm still trying to figure out which one I liked more, yours or his.
I think his was better than mine. I would say.
Stop being humble.
No, I mean, I'm seriously. I read his role play and I laughed at some points, and I was like, oh my god, at some points, and
Pete's always been my personal favorite as a writer.
Yeah, if it came down to where Monday Night Massacre, say it was like it was 12 or 13, where there was a rumble for the world title, if he had posted that role play, he would have won. So, if that was the case for this week, I
would probably end up having to toss a coin over it.
Yeah. So if Pete Merciless keeps coming out with role play like that, man, he's gonna be on a streak.
And I think one role play schedule thing really helps him out too, because he's got his own Fed to run, and he's always been a guy to be in 5 or 6 Feds with multiple characters.
For sure.
But he's always managed to show up in every single one of them, which is a quality I really like.
So for all those people out there who are in multiple Feds other than ICW, the thing that Dylan and I are trying to create is a is a Fed where you want ICW to be your priority. We're trying to create a Fed here where it's so exciting and you have so much that you want to write about that this Fed comes before the others. Just because of its talent that's on the roster and because what's going on with your worker. We want, like, all the new people that just joined or people who aren't in a storyline, take a look at what's going on with the characters who are in storylines and why they prefer ICW over other Feds. Not
jump into a storyline yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And what I wanted to get into as well was people are asking me to come up with ideas for their angles and stuff like that. I'm like, I got no problem helping you guys out with your storylines, but I want you guys to create them. I want you guys.
You'll start them out, but you won't be writing entire shows till the end of time. You want these guys to start. You know, you'll start them out, do the first 2 or 3 weeks or so, and then let them flourish. Let you guys create your storyline the way you want to.
Yeah. You guys got to look at it like this, all right? Say your worker comes into a brand new Fed. Where do you see them in the next few months? You know, what would you like to do? Is there another person on the roster that you really like and you think you could work with you, or you see your worker facing for like a title or something like that? That's how you make that happen, by doing these storylines. So
that's right.
You know, I came in ICW with Jaguar expecting, like, I got this middle-aged guy who hasn't been wrestling in so long. That's the kind of attack I wanted to go in with ICW, that he would be beaten around. He lost his first match, and he got beat around, and now look at him, he's overcome his own personal issues and became the World Heavyweight Champion.
And you're actually showing up every week.
Well, yeah, that first... Hey, that first one, I'm so happy that LAL put the role-play deadlines on the side of the Fed Wars, because that's huge for me, dude. That's the biggest, the most important thing in Fed Wars to me. Because I got that first one that I didn't show up for, it was because I got the dates wrong. So,
oh, yeah?
Yeah. So excuses like assholes, everybody's got one.
But say today's the 15th, right? If I set the deadline for the 15th... the deadline would have been 21 hours, 48 minutes ago, midnight.
Yeah. Between
the 14th and the 15th, which I've never got. I mean, and then you can't have your show till the next day, which is 10 p.m., so there's a 46-hour lull period between deadlines and shows. Gives you a lot of time to write, but...
Mm-hmm. For sure, but, So, wrapping things up here for this show, I want to reiterate that we have the segment set up on the discussion board right now, which is working. Yeah, it's working out well too. We got people reserving their segment slots. For maybe some of you that still don't get it, what you're doing is you're going on the discussion board and you see the open segment slots and you can pick one of those.
They're in bold, and you can just
the bold ones.
And you could say, say I'm Demon and I want to submit a segment. I could just say Demon segment 6-2,
and that's in the results. That's where your segment will be.
That's where your segment will be. Yeah.
Yeah, and so what you're gonna do is write out segments are like role plays. They're like, they don't have to be as long because they don't get graded for one thing. They're just parts to make the show more interesting and to build your character more. So what you're doing.
I used to only receive 2 or 3 segments a show, not including yours, of course. Then we'd be at about 5, but we've got 10 segment slots taken already. So this is going to be a long results, which is cool. Everybody puts forth their effort, and we have we're looking to have the best results in Fed Wars. People want to read them. Let's get outside people who aren't in ICW or other people, Fed heads, to come in and check out our results because they're so good. So, and your character gets built on as well. We're working on the storylines. The only way the storylines going to continue to work is if they're building in results. So what you're doing is we're working on the results. We're also working on the graphics. I mean, how many people took a look at ICW's graphics when we updated them, right?
Yeah, we posted it on the Fed Wars forum, and they got mad replies saying, and nothing but good feedback too. So
yeah.
So basically, just to finish off the whole segment setup idea, I just wanted to say, write up. It's just like writing up a role play. Take a look at the segments that have already been on our recent results. I posted a couple of them up. Dylan posts them all the time. You're going to do something along the lines of that to continue your storyline with whoever you're working with, and send them to Dylan, and we'll put him in the results for you. You'll see them.
Yeah, but Jaguar doesn't have permissions for events, so Jag, do you still want the segments being sent to you, or?
The only reason I asked for to send them to me, if you're working with me on your storyline, like for example, Dom Jacobs and Chris Class have been chatting back and forth with me on email about their storyline. If you're somebody like that who's been working, I've been working with you on your storyline, send them to me so I can just read them first to make sure it's together, you know, so nothing rubs against each other. If not, if you haven't been working with me, just send it straight to Dylan. I don't care.
Yeah. I think it was Eric or something, and he said he wanted to do a quick victory jobber match type thing. You wouldn't send that to Jaguar. You would send that to me because working on that with Jaguar himself.
Yeah, I told him to hold off. I told him just write a backstage promo or something like that. You know, you're going to be booked in a match. Well, he's booked in a match this week, isn't he? Is that Marcus Ewan?
No, I don't think so. Let's have a look.
I'm sorry.
Sad how we don't.
I know. There's so many people on the roster right now. That's why, you know.
Otto.
Oh, Otto. That's right. Dude, Otto, you're gonna be in a match next week, man. You'll definitely be in a match next week.
32 people are gonna be in a match next week.
Yeah. So Otto, if you're listening, Otto, I would definitely go with the. You know, you could even come out to the ring, dude, and like introduce yourself to everybody, or if you really want to, if you're up for it, dude, I could have you guest commentate in one of the matches, you know? So, anything you want, man, I mean, you can do it. I mean, everybody's got their certain freedoms, too.
I mean, that's a good idea. I mean, send him whatever you like, but...
So, alright, so anyways, wrapping things up, you guys have heard, so we got the PGW, the brand split. We talked about that. You guys are going to get a nice little sense of how it's going to work this week. The pay-per-view coming up for ICW 16, which is Emperor of the Squared Circle.
It's not 16. It's not 16 anymore. I'm canceling that event as we speak.
Is it? Let me ask you a question though. Is it ICW's 16th show?
It's not ICW's 16th show. We have the massacres and that. No, it's the 16th massacre event.
Oh, okay.
The pay-per-views don't.
Okay,
count.
so my bad. It's so one way or another, it's Emperor of the Squared Circle. That's coming up. March 27th, so get ready for that. And then make sure all you guys get your role plays and segments in for 15, Monday Night Massacre 15, which is going to be a hell of a show.
Yeah, but we've got to find a replacement. We've got a few people on the roster who aren't involved, if one of those new people role plays, then I will put them against you in the opening round, because we need someone, because Powerhouse retired.
What if I got a bye, because I'm the champion?
No buys.
Okay. Also, hey, let's throw this out there since we were talking about it today. ICW is hiring staff.
Yes, we are hiring staff. We are looking for 2 staff members. One would be on PGW, one would be on ICW itself, because with the increased workload, we're going to have the 3 of us, that being me, Jaguar, or John, and Minter. We're not going to be able to run another Fed as effectively as we're running ICW right now, so we need some more staff to kind of help us out, help with results, write matches, segments, that kind of thing. And
if you guys find yourself having extra time, or you feel like writing a match, like, you know what, writing matches can be really fun if you put some creativity into it. And if that's something you feel like you want to do, let us know, man. We'll give you a match, and we'll put them in, put your results that you wrote into the results. And give you credit for it.
One match that you people will never be able to write, though, is the match I created, which will be taking place at War Games. It's a concept I have. It's called the Battleship match, and there's the Battleship. It exists. It's the USS Iowa, which was built in World War II, but it's still in the reserve fleet. It's in San Francisco. So basically, you start in the boiler room of the USS Iowa at the very bottom. I think when I did it on GFED, I had 15 guys, and those 15 guys have got to fight all the way to the tippy top of the ship at the Admiral's Bridge, which is the very top, highest you can go, and there's a briefcase hanging on the steering. You grab that briefcase, it's like money in the bank. You can cash it in any championship, anytime you want.
Cool. So we're looking at, when are we looking at War Games, May?
We're looking at War Games for, I think it's going to be the last event before I leave for Florida in early May, so it's going to be the end of April, cool. Is what I'm thinking.
All right, great. So, thank you, Dylan, for being on the show here.
Yeah. Although I don't think that they, I think I might have some troubles convincing them to let us use the thing again, because Hell's Bouncer, it was me, it was Dusk and Paul Erickson and me, I think, and we were all three former wrestlers, and we were all trying to get up to the Admiral's Bridge. Hell's Bouncer was running behind us, so we got the turret, he rotated it 180 degrees, shot at the Admiral's Bridge, made it collapse like a tree, climbed in, and grabbed the World Championship when we had it for the title.
We're gonna have to see if the U.S. Navy lets us actually use the boat again.
Yeah, but you can see that it's one of our replayed events. It's War Games, posted a few weeks ago to a month. So if you want to read it, see how that's going along, then
I'm gonna put a nice fat War Games image on the website soon.
Yeah, maybe have it alternate between the three, actually, or...
Yeah, do you like that? Do you like that graphic change thing?
Yeah, I like how it rotates between the two, actually.
Yeah, it's an animated GIF, dude. So, do you want to bring up anything else?
Not really, besides the fact that the Fed's been doing really well in the last few weeks. I'm really liking how things have been going.
Yeah, and all the talent that's on ICW roster, we're happy to have you guys, and you guys are doing a great job. The role plays have been great.
Yeah, but Jaguar, you got to update your segments. PT wants 8-2 for the next event.
Oh, word. So yeah, if you guys have been noticing with that, we update that, make that first post. So
well, you didn't, but
oh well, yeah, I did it today because I hadn't jumped online in like all day.
No,
so.
it's all right. But only 8 slots left, guys. So there's still a few prime ones. There's ones closer to the end. We've still got a couple that are closer to the end. We've got one that's closer to the beginning, but we've got a lot of middle segments. And having segments in the middle of the show is not a bad thing either.
No,
I mean, Craig Minter's, there were 2 Droog segments. The first Droog segment was in the middle of the show, and it fit it perfectly. So
for sure. I like to, and don't be afraid to pick more than one segment either. Like
no.
you can have like a story go up throughout the results. You can have an early segment and then finish it later.
If you guys ever watch WrestleMania X18, they had the Hardcore Championship going on the entire show.
Yeah, or what is it? Was it Gold Dust versus Roddy Piper?
Do you remember? No, it was Goldust versus Maven, I think it was. And,
well, I'm thinking about like WrestleMania like 11 or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. But
where it was the Backstreet Brawl where they started at the beginning of the show and didn't finish it until the end with the car and stuff like that. It was
okay. I don't really remember that, but yeah, Goldust and Maven were fighting for the Hardcore title. Then Spike Dudley runs in with another referee, gets the 3 count, wins the Hardcore title. And then Hurricane won it. I think a women's wrestler won it somewhere. I forget what her name was. There was like 5 or 6 title changes that night.
Okay, let's not get off hand now. Let's not start talking about WWE. All right, so guys, so we're gonna be throwing these short radio shows at you every now and then. They're not too long. This came up at a.
Next one will be on Monday at 8 o'clock p.m. 7 or 8. I think it's 8 o'clock p.m. EST, 7 p.m. Fed Wars time.
And guess what? Talk Shoot, you're done. We're switching to Skype.
Talk Shoot's done. We're going on Skype.
We're Skyping. This is on Skype right now. So.
I don't know how to have 3 people participate in the call. I've never.
You can do. It's conference calls, bro. You can do conference calls. So.
Yeah. You've got to figure that one out. So PT can come on too.
For sure. Yeah.
He's a major caller.
So yeah, we'll get it. We'll put it together. This over the weekend, but one way or another, guys. If you want to be on the show, just download Skype, guys. It's free. So
this call is free, right? It's not costing me anything.
No, it's not costing you anything. As long as it's Skype, you're a Skype caller to another Skype caller, it's free. So
okay.
All right, guys. So we'll get those role plays up, guys. Get those segments in, and we'll see you guys on Monday Night Massacre 15 with Trip Master and Van Gorgeous take over.
That's right.
All right, guys. You guys have a great night. We'll see you later.
Jaguar and Dylan Erickson, thank you very much for listening in, everybody.
Out.
Cheetah.
A cheetah.